guys! Welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is Angel of Team Zulueta. If you're just new to our channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future videos. Ayan, and we are back with our nursing topic. As promised, I will be giving you the tips for OSCE preparation and exam. So, what will you expect in this video? We will be giving you some tips on how to prepare for the OSCE exam, what to do in order to pass the exam, and what to expect during the exam. And I have a special guest with me, one of our subscribers. Oh, di ba? I'm so social. Yes, one of our subscribers from Dubai who happened to be my workmate now. Oh,
yeah.
See? Dati lang siya nanonood. Ngayon, workmate ko na siya, colleague ko na siya. So, you might be the next colleague. Wow! If you're watching. Oh, diba? Baka ikaw na yung next na mai-interview ko at makakatulong sa mga aspiring nurses here in Australia. So, are you guys ready? Let me introduce to you, Jill! From Dubai with love.
Hello, Team Zulueta viewers.
Wow! So previously, in our vlog last time with Harold and wife April, we have discussed on how to become a registered nurse here in Australia. And we have the conversion program and the OBA pathway or the outcome-based assessment program. If you want to watch that video, click this link, yes, so that you'll have an idea on how to become a registered nurse here in Australia. Or we will also post it in the description box below. Okay, you can check it out, guys. So for the continuation of that vlog, for now, we will be talking about the OBA pathway itself. So first, Jill, did you take the NCLEX first before the OSCE?
Yes, NCLEX first, then OSCE. Kasi yun yung pathway. Parang sa process, una talagang iti-take yung NCLEX.
So hindi pwede OSCE and then NCLEX?
Hindi.
Okay, so guys, you have to take NCLEX and then OSCE. So after passing the NCLEX, you will have to apply for OSCE. So all you have to do is to go to the APRA website.
So yung mga nurses na applying, like you have said, yung OBA pathway, meron na silang parang portal. So, yung steps 1, 2, 3, kasi yung step ng OSCE, parang 4 ata yun, 4 or 5. So, yung NCLEX, kung finish na nila yon, the next step is OSCE. So, dun pa lang sila parang makaka-enter or makakabayad ng OSCE once tapos na yung 1, 2, 3 steps.
Okay. So, now, since for example, you already registered for OSCE, and now you have to prepare for the exam. So what is the first thing that you have to do in order for you to understand what is OSCE all about? You have to download the...
So meron silang tinatawag na candidate handbook ng OSCE.
Candidate handbook.
And you can find it sa AFRA website.
Okay.
So andun lahat ng information. What is OSCE,
tips,
paano yung process ng pag-apply, and then what you are expecting sa mismong test. So, about the examiners, what are the assessments that they will test you with, at tapos how you're going to prepare for it. Meron din silang mga tips. Yes.
Okay. So, that's the first thing that you have to do, guys. Download the OSCE handbook or the candidate handbook in APRA website. Okay, so for example, you have read already the OSCE handbook and now you have understood what are the things that you're gonna expect for the exam. And when you're ready to take the OSCE exam, of course, you have to pay the exam. All right, so Jill here will tell us on what to do after passing the NCLEX exam. Go.
So, after the NCLEX, passing your NCLEX, so you're going to upload yung test results mo sa portal mo sa AFRA. And then, makikita mo doon na open na you're eligible to take the OSCE.
Okay, so you will only be eligible if you
upload your NCLEX or you finish
uploaded
your MCQ exam.
Okay.
And then if sure ka na, magbabayad ka na ng
How
OSCE.
much?
So it's 4,000 Australian dollars.
4,000 Australian dollars. Okay.
So,
Ayan. Not bad. Not bad. 4,000 what is money? Paper only. Plastic only pala because we're in Australia. Okay. So $4,000 and then after that, after paying?
Yun. So after paying, syempre bibigay sila ng eligibility letter.
Okay.
Na you can take the exam and you will use that letter para mag-apply for visa.
Okay. So Jill has mentioned that after having the eligibility letter from APRA, you can already have your visa applied, no? So, what visa are we going to apply? Because you're gonna take the exam here in Adelaide, right? So you have to have the visa prior to coming to Australia. So what visa are we going to apply?
So most of the people na magte-take ng OSCE, yung subclass 600 which is the visitor's visa or yung tourist visa nga na sinasabi.
How much is it? How much did you pay?
Sa kasi, sa UAE, parang around 600 dirhams. So if i-convert, siguro mga less than $300.
Okay, less than $300 for the tourist visa.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're not allowed to work, you're tourist. Okay.
Yeah.
So how many months can you stay for that visa? It depends on how many months are they gonna...
Yes, it depends sa immigration kung anong i-grant nila for you.
All right. So after the visa has been granted, what is the next step?
So once you receive your visa, you will submit it sa AFRA. You just have to email them, send them your visa copy, and then that's the time na they will send you a schedule for your OSCE. So, hindi agad-agad they will send yung date, but kung ano yung earliest na available, they will send you.
You will not be the one who will choose the date?
No, you will not be able to choose kung ano yung gusto mong date. So, but every month naman magsasend sila or every cycle magsasend sila ng date if available ka during that time.
But you have the say.
Yes.
Yes.
So mag-email ka, sasabihin nila kung i-accept mo or no.
Or not. Okay. So still, it's like you can still choose, but they will be the one who will tell you which dates are available. Now that you are already eligible to take the exam, of course, you have to prepare for the exam. So for the preparation, girl, what did you do? Did you enroll to a review center or self-review?
Ako personally, nag-enroll ako sa review center.
Okay. Do you want to mention the review center?
Of course.
It's not paid partnership, but if you want to pay, it's okay.
I'm happy to inform.
Yes, because she took the exam one take lang and she passed. Oh, okay. Maybe the review center helped. Jill, syempre. So what's the name of the review center?
So it's AURN Pathway by Miss Christine Dawang.
Okay, AURN Pathway. AURN Pathway by Miss Christine
Dawang.
Oh, Miss Christine. Bekere. Ayan. So you enrolled from Dubai na?
Oo, from Dubai na.
Okay. Is the review center located here in Australia or Philippines, Dubai, where?
Si Miss Christine, she's, I think yung main office is from Sydney, but marami siyang locations all over Australia. And you can do online.
So while you were in Dubai,
I'm reviewing through online.
Yes. How many months did you review before taking the exam?
Ako kasi medyo busy that time. So full-time mama ko na nag-work, tapos nag-homeschooling pa ako. So marami akong, parang sobrang dami kong ginagawa. So early ako talaga nag-start. So parang siguro mga 9 months ahead. So
test. Before doing the eligibility blah 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 with the OSCE,
nag-enroll na ako.
Okay. So one tip, if you are planning here while waiting for the visa, while waiting for the eligibility and everything, you can start reviewing.
Yes.
So how much did you pay for the review center?
So during that time, naka-promo kasi siya. So less than 2,000 Australian dollars.
Less than 2,000. Is it unlimited?
Unlimited review.
Oh, okay. Like review. Until you pass the exam, until you take this exam, you can still review. Okay, so less than $2,000 for the review center.
Yes.
And it's all online.
Online, and then meron silang tinatawag na face-to-face.
So when is the face-to-face? When you come back here in...
Mostly nung mga students, pinipili nila na pumunta ng Australia parang weeks before the OSCE test.
Okay.
Para masulit yung pamasahe kasi medyo mahal talaga yung pamasahe.
So, how many weeks ka nagstay before the exam?
Mga 3 weeks. 3 weeks ako.
So, 3 weeks for the face-to-face.
3 weeks akong nandito sa Australia just for the face-to-face. So, 3 weeks before the exam.
Okay.
Then, our face-to-face is 3 days here in Melbourne.
Oh, it's not every day.
No, it's not every day.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not every day. So, you have 3 days. Pero yun nga, the face-to-face is just like parang a booster. You have to come na prepared ka na talaga.
So, I guess one tip is that you have to practice. Like, even if you're at home, I think, you have to
Yes,
practice and pretend your husband, for example, as your patient and you as a nurse.
Yes.
Diba? Ayun. If you're paying almost $2,000, what are the inclusion of the package of the review center?
So as you have said nga, unlimited review siya. And you can do it anywhere around the world.
Because it's online.
Yes, Pilipinas ka, Middle East, anywhere. Tapos, may portal kayo doon. So meron dong mga things to read, study, and meron ding mga videos to watch kung gusto mo na talaga ng...
Like the simulation, how it's being done.
Yeah.
There are videos.
Yes.
Do you have group class?
Yes, meron kaming mga Zoom classes, scheduled
Live?
Yes, live yun. So,
okay.
You can practice with your colleagues, and then also yung review teacher namin would discuss topics, yung sa scenarios ng OSCE. Yeah, you can exchange your ideas. Yes.
Okay. So just to be clear, guys, the review center will provide online readings, of course, and then online classes via Zoom, live yon, and also they have the recorded videos where you can watch the simulation, for example, and also you will have a group
like
meetings with your classmates. So you can practice with your group mate.
Oh, you can schedule that then with your colleagues, depende.
Okay, and then 3 weeks before your exam, it's up to you.
It's up to you.
If you want, if for example for you 3 weeks is enough, come 3 weeks before the exam and have the face-to-face review with the review center itself. So as per Jill, 3 times a week.
No, 3 days.
3 days.
Pero it
tama,
depends.
3 days. 3
it
times.
depends on, tama.
Talaga. Sige.
It depends din sa review center.
I think there are review center na nagpo-provide ng unlimited. Like
Unlimited.
they will let the review center to be open 24 hours.
You can go there sa
I'm not so sure which review center is that, but somebody mentioned to me that they can come to that review center anytime.
Yes.
Like in any convenient time nila.
And if you're after for parang more information and details, you can also parang message the review center kasi siguro meron na sila mga updates or mga additional sa
info,
packages nila. So yeah.
Okay. Any additional tips during the review time? Ano yung mga mga pwede sabihin?
Mga tips siguro kasi yung preparation, hindi lang naman siya mental. So talagang holistic siya. Holistic talaga nursing. So mental, emotional, physical. Siguro dun sa mental na part, yun nga, sinabi ko na kung marami kang inaasikaso, review as early as you can. Ganyan. Tapos, kasi siya yung mga stations sa OSCE, basic procedures siya, pero you have to practice every day. Kasi nga, mabibuild yung memory muscle mo. To the point na, kasi pagdating mo talaga sa OSCE, yung anxiety level mo talaga mataas kasi may nanonood sa'yo. Examiner, nandyan. When you go inside the room, may examiner, full setup siya, para talaga siyang hospital. So, yung anxiety mo mataas. So, if hindi mo mabuild yung memory muscle mo, mapapanik ka, tapos mawawala yung mo. If na-build mo siya, so kahit anong setup nandyan, kabahan ka, parang it will just flow naturally. Kasi ginagawa na muna siya for a long time.
So, it's like practice.
Practice. So, yun yung mental side. And then, siguro sa physical side, i-comment ko lang, isang practice na ginawa namin with my colleagues. Kasi yung OSCE, 10 stations siya, and you will do it continuously. So kapag minsan kasi, yung mga nurses, mga students, nagpa-practice sila, kunyari, 1 to 2 stations, then stop. yung isa naman. So, ang ginawa namin ng mga colleagues ko, nagsulat kami lahat ng stations, put it inside a bottle, tapos pipick ka. Kasi hindi mo malalaman kung anong next station mo eh. And then you practice the 10 stations.
At the same
Continuously. Oo.
Yes.
One person, 10 stations. Para lang ma-practice mo yung endurance mo. Kasi mamaya, ang
Pagod
una mong
ka na.
station is BLS. Pagod ka na. The whole So, you have to practice that endurance physical. And syempre, ingatan mo yung sarili mo pag nandito ka na sa Australia kasi pumunta ka dito to take the exam, hindi magkasakit. So, yeah. And syempre, yun din, emotional. Minsan kasi ma-discourage ka talaga kasi mahirap. It's a tough journey. Yun yung na-experience ko.
And there are people who are not passing the exam.
Yes, there are people na talagang so yun, really prepare. And of course, meron din mga things na hindi tayo control. Like, we have studied, talagang binuhos natin yung natin, time and effort. But still, there are things na out of our control. Like, yung setups, yung examiner, yung weather that day. So, yun nga, spiritually preparation din. You pray for the things that you can control and pray for, leading.
The things that you cannot control.
Yes.
And God will
do the rest. Yes, tama.
So, next, what are the things that we will be expecting during the exam? So, we will not disclose what are the questions. We're just gonna tell you, like, overview of the exam itself. So, first, how many stations do you have?
So, yun nga, 10 stations.
10 stations, guys. So, it means
stations.
parang 10 exams, no? And for you to be able to pass, how many stations should you pass? Like, over 10?
7.
7 out of 10.
Yes.
Okay. And then, what will you see inside the examination room? So, you will have your...
Syempre, full setup siya. Para siyang 10 cubicles.
Okay. And then, per cubicle, you'll have a
examiner. Full setup siya.
Full setup.
You'll see an actor. Which is the patient.
So, how many people are you in one cubicle?
It depends on the station. For example, this station requires like a relative of the patient.
So you will
it
have
depends
a
on the
relative
setup,
as well.
Situation of the.
Okay, so you must really be ready to face all
But
of
for
these
sure,
people.
there will be an examiner.
Of course, there's an examiner and there's a patient.
Yes.
So minimum of two people per station.
And your patient can be a mannequin or real person.
Syempre, if it's BLS, of course, you will have mannequin, no? Alam naman yung tao yung i-gud-gud.
Kawawa naman yung...
Okay, so 10 stations with minimum of 2 people per station apart from you. Alright, so what are we expecting during the exam? Like, for example, what are the, not specific topics, not, of course, for example, for me, I'm in the theater. Will I be able to expect anything from the theater? I think no, yeah? It's just the general knowledge.
General knowledge. Pero may mga close na mga specialties. Like,
okay. So, hand washing? Basically?
It's not parang specific station yung hand washing. But you should do hand washing sa every station.
So lahat ng general, mga general na dapat mong ginagawa like hand washing, interview, getting information. Yeah?
Yes.
Kasi
vital signs, giving medications.
Giving medications. So those are the things that you're gonna expect.
Assessment.
Assessment, yeah. Yung mga ginagawa rin natin actually sa work nung nag-aaral tayo. Di ba? Pag
mga return demo.
Yes.
Close to that.
Since I didn't do the exam, so I'm just curious. So, again, for example, basic hand hygiene, you should know.
Aseptic
technique, you should know. And for example,
blood transfusions.
Okay, those
mga
are
reactions.
Mga basic natin.
Yes.
Basics, but of course, may
very
procedure
critical.
yan. Very critical. Kumbaga, you have to do step by step and according to the evidence-based practice.
Yes.
It's not just what you've learned 20 years ago and then you will apply it now. So it's not hindi na siya kumbaga applicable.
Yes.
So whatever is Australian standards, not the Philippine standards or any other standards. So Australian standards, kung ano yung mga meron sila dito, yun yung aaralin mo. Kasi sometimes we have a different practice. And of course, yung every practice na yan is based on evidence-based. That's why na-i-improve siya every time. So you have to update yourself. So we can't say that, hand hygiene, that's it. No. So how many minutes now? Like, when will you use the hand gel? When will you use your water and soap? So something like that. So there. So if you will really practice every day and you are in the hospital or you are in a clinic already practicing, you just have to do the right thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So
you can practice with your patient.
With your patient, yes. And then you will pass the exam as long as you are doing the correct thing. And you are reading, updating yourself about the new trends and new standards here in Australia. Yes, you will pass the exam.
Yes.
So you have mentioned about assessment, for example. So what do they expect with
So
that
assessment,
station?
it's the same katulad sa clinical setup sa hospital. So kung general or surgical nurse ka or emergency ka, theater ka, it's the same. How you do your assessment sa patient, identifying the patient.
Okay, the 3 identifiers.
Throwing questions, therapeutic questions to the patient. Ganun din.
And you have some forms to fill up.
Yes, you have forms na
While asking.
Yes. So it's your guide. Nandun lang yung form and then may guide ka doon, list of list of questions, but how are you going to parang throw the question to your patient?
So therapeutic communication is one of the
yes,
topics.
communication is like 80%.
Oh.
It's talagang critical yung
How you
communication.
deliver the questions to your patients in order for you to get the corresponding answer to that question for your assessment is critical,
Which is,
no?
We are doing that every day. Kung nasa kayo, nagpa-practice kayo sa hospital, talagang it will really help you.
Okay, now let us know how many minutes per station you should take for the exam.
Yeah, so 10 stations siya. Every station, meron kang time to read a scenario. So outside the cubicle yun or outside the room. So 1 to 2 minutes.
For
And
the
then,
scenario.
Yes.
And then?
May maririnig ka na bell. That's the time.
Ting!
Ting! That's the time that you will enter the room and start performing your task.
How many minutes are they gonna give you?
So 8 minutes.
Oh, it's so quick. So in 8 minutes, you have to perform everything correctly.
8 minutes.
Pressure.
Yes. And then, 2 bells din yung maririnig mo sa loob. So, yung first bell is parang, okay, almost finishing up. You have to wrap up your
The examiner will tell you.
your task.
Okay.
And then, yung second bell is, that's the time na finish na. You have to go outside and go to the other station.
Okay. So tuloy-tuloy yon.
Tuloy-tuloy yun.
Continuous exam.
Oo.
So after one station, go to the next station. It's really like the practical exam that you have in school with bell.
With bell. Ting!
So since she has mentioned that it will only be 8 minutes for you to finish the task, so one tip, practice at home with a timer and then
Yes.
somebody will also ring the bell for you. Para sanay ka na marinig sa bell at hindi ka natataranta pag nag-ting, alam mo na, next station ka na. So,
Yes.
yon. So, talagang practice talaga. Even though you know everything, but you don't know how to fit everything in 8 minutes, you will fail.
Yes.
Di ba?
Oo.
Kasi pag first ka pa lang, tapos biglang blanco ka na, ano ba nga next na tatanungin ko?
Basta,
Basta
it's
nagtagal
safe
ka.
to be under that time. Yun.
Oo.
Yes.
So, kailangan ma-build mo na lahat yung script mo. Kumbaga, di ba? That's good a tip as well. Prepare your script. Yeah. So, anyway, you are reviewing. So, you know what to do. You know what are the questions. You just have to prepare in your mind yung magpagkakasunod-sunod nila. And mahirap din mag-English, ha? Siyempre. Kaya kailangan mo prepare mo yung sarili mo.
Yes.
Okay. So, after taking the exam, like your examiner will tell you that, okay, congratulations, you finished the 10 stations. So, when are you gonna get the result?
Yung sa akin, by my experience, 7 weeks. After 7 weeks, saka nag-email yung AFRA for the result.
Congratulations, ganon.
But there are other cycles na minsan 4 weeks,
4 weeks
5
lang,
weeks.
meron yan.
They will inform you naman after the exam.
Yeah.
Yung expected date.
Okay. By the way, one of my friends na interview natin on how to become registered nurse, si Harold, registered nurse na rin siya dito. Yay! Congratulations! Ayan. So guys, just to sum it up, you have to pass the NCLEX exam before taking the OSCE. And then when you submit the NCLEX result to the APRA website in your portal, they will let you pay the amount of $4,000. And then after that, they will send you an eligibility telling you that you can take the exam. You can use the eligibility to apply for the visa, which is the tourist visa if you are outside Australia, just like Jill, who was from Dubai at that time. So after that, you can have your visa. After having the visa, you can come here and have the face-to-face review with your review center. But for her, she did the review 9 months before the exam. So even before applying for OSCE, even before taking the NCLEX exam, she was already reviewing. Okay, so you can do that as well. Anyway, the review center has unlimited access, so you can review anywhere in the world. Okay, and of course, don't forget for the tip that you have to remember during the exam or before the exam, practice. Practice makes perfect. Ayan, especially your form of communication, especially for us who are, we don't use English as our first language, kaya ganun tayo, di ba? So, practice your communication and then your time limit, you have to practice as well. Reading for 2 minutes the scenario and then 8 minutes for your performance. So you have to practice. That's the key to success. Practice. And for the review center, it's up to you. You can search online what review center fits you. You can also review all of the reviews of those examinees. You can review their feedback, kung ano yung pinakamaganda, then go for it, okay? Ask friends. Ayan, don't be shy to ask friends. Join Facebook groups. Facebook groups are also helpful, and also kung anong kapalaran ng isa, hindi mo kapalaran. So whatever is destined for you, sa'yo yon. So it doesn't mean that she went to this review center, she passed, and then you went to that review center, how come I did not pass? So maybe it's up to you on how you will accept all the information that are being given to you, on how will you practice. So ikaw pa rin ang magpapasa sa sarili mo, not the review center. No matter how many information will be given to you, hindi mo naman ma-absorb, hindi ka papasa syempre. And of course, don't forget to pray because nothing is impossible, di ba? So, yan. So, good luck and God bless to all of those aspiring Australian RNs. So, I might be seeing you soon in the theater or anywhere here in Australia, and you will be my next guest to share your knowledge and all of your experiences to help all of those aspiring RNs as well. Okay? And with that, thank you so much, Jill, for having me. Ikaw pala yung host. Thank you so much for saying yes and helping our aspiring RNs here in Australia. So I hope guys na nakatulong ito, and God bless us all, and we will see you here in Australia.
Oy, oy, oy.
Yes, Aussie, oy, PR na siya. O, di ba, next ka na, tapos citizen na rin kayo. O, yay! Australian dream, go, go, go. There you have it, guys. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future videos. Again, this is Angel of Team Zulueta. Until next time, bye! Oh, bye ka, girl. Bye! Shout out ka, girl, sa asawa mo. Dali.
Hi, Mark! Tiana! Sayla!
Oo, diba? Dating nanonood, tapos eto na siya. Ikaw na yung next sinasabi ko sa inyo. Viewer, 1 million kasi yung subscriber ko. Charot. Bye!